Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is just going to be a video of looking through old kits again, a bit like I was doing back end of last year. I've got to get through the collection, sort out through the stuff, image it, catalogue it. So I thought I'd film it. It's a lot easier with these builders than doing box kits and stuff like that. But we might see if I don't know whether I'm going to film it all. Whether I'm just going to pick out a select few. I'm going to see how long the process takes me. I do really need to get listing some builders in the next week or so, and if I'm filming everything, there might be stuff in there which people think is junk, which I think is junk, but some people might find interesting. Just broken old kits or relatively newer kits and stuff. But yeah, I'll see how it goes. But pick these out first. They're going to be mainly promos. I've got a big bunch of promos. I mean, I don't really collect promos at all. The only reason I buy them is if they're interesting or I think I can make a kit out of it. So yeah, I'm not a promo collector. I don't collect promos and just want them to sit on the shelf. If I'm buying a promo, it's with the sort of thought process that I'll make something more out of it. But like I say, now I'm getting to the point where I really need to make some hard decisions on some of this stuff. And just sort of put it towards me. If I need to move out anytime soon. So, this is, like I say, I'll try and keep these videos to a minimum, or maximum of about 20 minutes. So I'll just film it. And see how long this is all going to take me. So you'll definitely get a few nice videos out of it, looking at some old stuff. But yeah, we'll just start off with this one. I have been looking for one of these for pretty much all my life. This came up on eBay relatively recently. I think the seller had about 4 promos. This was the only, well, there was another one I was really interested in, but he started the prices off really high. I think it's buy it now as we're over 100 quid. And I think I put in a cheeky offer on this one. It was still expensive, but certainly not anywhere near what he was asking. But yeah, this is a 64 Chrysler 300 Johan promo. In really nice shape, to be fair. It's got a few marks on it. I'm sure with a bit of polishing it would come up nice. Like I say, I'm not that bothered about quality of promos. It's just they're always just sort of there to be potentially built a little bit better in future. But this is all complete. Such a pretty car, I thought. Big car. And this is the hardtop. I've got a convertible kit builder, which I think I've shown on channel before. But yeah, really like this one. Couldn't really let it go, to be quite fair. Yeah, I had to get it, but like I say, now these are the kind of ones which I'm really going to have to make tough decisions on. Can I afford to keep them, or do I need to move them on? Let somebody else enjoy them. But I think for now this will probably stay, just because I've been looking for one for so long. Not too sure, but yeah, just a really nice rare old kit. You don't really see many of these in kit form or promos. So pretty lucky to own it for a little bit, even if it was that But yeah, I mean, I do have I think I've shown this one on channel. This was a convertible builder I had. Not a massive fan of convertibles. I think this is 64 as well, yeah. Yeah, not a massive fan of convertibles, and this one was missing front bumper and the grille. I think I found a few custom pieces and what have you. I think original custom fender skirts and front seats and stuff like that. But other than front bumper and grille and lights, this is pretty much a complete kit. Can't remember whether that's a grille for this or just something else. Yes, I've probably been fishing about parts, but Yeah, that doesn't look like an exact match, like, so, but I'll, whatever I decide to do with it, I'll include that, and if it needs modifying, like, I'll just keep it with the kit, and then it's at least something if you want to try and get it more stock looking like. I always thought I was gonna put like a bubble roof on this, not a bubble top, just more like a 62 Impala style roof on that. Make a bit of a custom. Like I say, I think I've shown. If I decide to film everything, you will see stuff I've shown before. It's simple as that. Like, but yeah, this was a kit version. Opening hood, engine. Really clean. I got this one in a collection from China, of all places. Really happy with that. That was such a bargain, that collection. Got some really nice kits out of that. But those are a couple of 64s. Like I say, really rare kits. It'll be a struggle for me to let them go. But like I say, I'm going to photograph everything and then just see where we go from there. I'm just going to put all that stuff in the interior. Now, from other seller, like I said, they started off really expensive, but there was another one I've been after for pretty much forever, and that was I think this is it a 65? Yeah, 65 Valiant Signet, Plymouth Valiant Signet. The reason I've always wanted one of these is because in the UK we had a magazine called Custom Car, and like in the mid-90s there was somebody who did like, it was like I wouldn't say gasser, but certainly a drag car in metallic blue, and they always wanted to recreate that car, and that's why I've been after one of these for so long. But this is a nice build, nice condition promo. Chrome's wearing, obviously. Both tail lights intact, which is good. Nice stock hubcaps, which probably if I was to keep this, then obviously I'd build it as the car I'd want to recreate, so to speak. But yeah, really nice promo. And these were, I think I've put in an offer on quite a few of these. There was another couple, and they certainly weren't worth what he was asking. But what I ended up paying, it was enough for me to just claw back if I decide to sell them. So, but I'm pretty happy with. I finally got one of them again. Whether I can keep any of these, I don't know. But I'd really like to do what I wanted to do with that one at some point. But we'll see. Really nice condition car. Like I say, chrome's a bit worn. From the same seller again, because I ended up buying them all in the end, because they got to a point where, like I say, pointed out a few flaws, and again, I sort of paid enough to, if I want to try and get my money back, I can do. And like I say, it's just like owning a magazine sometimes with these things, I have to look at it like that. It's nice to look at them. This is the AMT 65 Coronet, really sought out after in kit form, with the sort of Ram Chargers style box art. Obviously this is promos, sealed in hood. This is one thing I noticed on this, was very, for a promo, everything's pretty much sort of built in and what have you like that, moulded in. Whereas this one actually came with a separate exhaust and rear axle in there. That's not moulded in, it's all separate. You got your engine plate underneath. But this is a really nice one. I know AMC, or sort of, was it? I can't remember what brand originally bought this out under. Was it? I don't know if it's Lindbergh or something. I can't remember. But they did one recently in the last 10 years or so, didn't they? The 65 Coronet. But apparently the body's really off on that thing. Whereas this this one's accurate. I think the body on that new toolkit is pretty badly off by all accounts. I think the roof there's something wrong with roof, or can't really remember what the faults were with that. But I mean, I wouldn't be bothered, to be quite fair. You know, I don't see enough of these in real life to really be bothered about it. But yeah, this was in really nice condition as well. Again, chrome wearing, nice stock hubcaps. The thing I pointed out to the seller this was all caved in, which I've now done a repair on it. You know, it was just cracked there. I didn't go into filling it, like, so if I do decide to sell it, you know, a bit of tidying up around there, but I did the vent posting, which was missing and what have you. So it brings it back to more of a nicer kit, like, you know, I've probably got more time invested in repairing that, because I had to take it all apart, carefully separate, because all the interior was sort of heat welded in, but it came away pretty easily. So yeah, probably more time invested than I'll ever get back on it. Missing tail light on this one, on that side, but you know, to be quite honest, it's got a nice recess in there. A bit of Mod Podge and a couple of builds of Mod Podge in there. Sorry, cat's just jumped up on the table. You might hear him munching some biscuits now, so I do apologise, like, but so yeah, bit of Mod Podge in there, bit of clear red over the top of that, then you know, that'll be nice little builder, or like I say, just building something else, like, you know, I wouldn't keep that as a promo. I did have another one, and this, I don't know if I've ever shown this one, is probably have, like, but this is a really ropey original 65 kit. Yeah, apologies if you can hear cat munching his biscuits in background, but I do like to keep some on bench for him. He'll probably go to sleep soon after that. But yeah, while I had that kit, this one's, you know, had some really badly butchered quarter panels out of it. Starting to separate down there, like, but you know, a lot of people would just walk past that and not see any potential in it. I think once strip the paint, do some repairs, I would have done something with wheel arches regardless. But while I had this one, I did make some foil pressings. I mean, I don't know whether they'll be sort of usable. Don't know if they'll be usable. I'm just pushing cow table out of the way. But yeah, I just thought I'd take a few foil pressings off these quarter panels. Just like bottom of a baking tray, nothing fancy at all. Did them for both sides, just in case. You know, I did want to do something with this, or even if I sell it as a ropey junker, then yeah, I'll just pull that rear axle off. Even if I wanted to sell it as a ropey junker, then you know, I'd probably include them. I wouldn't guarantee that you could do anything with them, but it's something rather than nothing. And you know, I think I did something similar for Gary Knight, Mr. Model Works. For, I can't remember, I think it was a Plymouth, an old Johan Plymouth or something maybe, which I did some pressings. Don't know if you did anything with them, Gary, but like I say, it's not 100%, but at least it's something. I've got them for both sides now. So like I say, whenever, I'll just keep these with this, and then, you know, I think it'll take somebody a bit of work to do them. But I mean, I wouldn't be afraid of it, but some people just don't like messing about with old stuff like this, to be quite fair. So just pop that back in there for now. Fiddling about with these, no wonder these videos take so long. But yeah, there are a couple of nice things there. One nice, one ropey but doable. I think we'll only show a couple more on this video. I think so. I'll show these two together because I'll again bunging those quarter panels out of the way. Yeah, I'll show these two together. One thing that was the last one from same builder. Obviously, that's AMT bringing out. Well, I think it's coming out pretty soon, isn't it? The new version of this. I mean, we won't see it in the UK for probably a couple of years, or 18 months before it becomes at all available, or 6 months. Well, I think it's getting longer now because I believe they've stopped shipping to the UK. I'm not too sure what the situation is on there, but the one thing is, the new ones are lovely. Like I think what they do is they sort out all front ends, so you get nice headlamps and like that, all that kind of carry on. But I still prefer the look of the old ones for some reason. I still like the vintage sort of look of the moulded in headlamps and everything like that. And this is a nice one, to be quite fair, you know. I think I sold one last year. I think that was a bit of a in rougher state mod. I think it'd been somebody had painted it, it'd been disassembled, stripped with paint, but it was a complete kit, like, and you know, got rid of that one. But yeah, this is a nice one. I think the only thing with this is you're missing tail lamp on this one, but they're identical either side, so you can just do a mould of this lens. I don't think you'd have to be too clued up with just doing a mould for that. You know, there's multiple methods where you can sort of beginner's guide stuff. You can pop that one out. If I sell this, you know, I won't bother with that. I'll leave that somebody else decide what to do. But yeah, really nice one. But again, coming out in the is it I don't know what they call them. Is it Craftsman series or whatever? Can't remember what they call that series, what they're bringing out, but this is another example. You know, this was one which had been a very rare kit for a long time, and then AMC bought it out, retooled it. I think that they probably used promo bodies as a base, and then sort of redesign everything to create a new tool off the old sort of dimensions. I think everything's new tool, but yeah, they're pretty much using these old promos and stuff to for a starting base to see where they start off with. Like, but again, new one comes with the clear headlamps. I really like the moulded in ones. I'm a massive fan of the El Caminos, 64 El Caminos, and the 64 wagons. Got a couple of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. The thing is, for me, I love sorting out sorting after old kits, and you know, finding it's the thrill of the chase, so to speak. And then when AMT bring the new ones out, you know, it's great because it brings these to so many people. Brings prices down on these a lot, and you know, that's absolutely fine. You know, because I don't know how much somebody would have asked for that. I mean, to me, it's just a rough old builder, but a rough old example for a promo collector, they probably wouldn't be interested in it because, you know, it's not perfect, it's not in a box or whatever constitutes as important to promo collectors. But yeah, like the thrill of the chase has gone from there. Things like the 68 Coronet, which, you know, would have been, you know, a massive top of my bucket list. I don't think I've even bought one at new ones, to be quite honest with you. But they don't come available much over here in UK likes, and when they do, they're just so expensive. You know, you could probably find an old one. You know, knocks down price at older ones. I'd probably just hang about and wait for an older one, like. But yeah, that's a couple of examples of what AMT are doing for us. Great job. Or round two, sorry. Yeah, they're bringing out so many brilliant new kits based off of old kits. You know, you got your 60 Impala. What a brilliant sort of release that thing is. I think changed it up, like I said, made improvements. All they do today is make improvements for the better to bring them up to date. Because there's probably 3 people like me who prefer the old ones, and there's a vast number more people who, just want a nice, easy fitting kit. I know people moan that they don't come with engines and stuff like that, but they're putting the money in making a really nice sort of shelf kit, which you can add to, I think, the 60 Impala, I think the R60 Nomad. I think they've changed up the rear tail lights and stuff like that to the proper format of the to either side, so to speak. But yeah, like I say, great work round two. Glad to see him back. Makes like these more affordable to me. I'll probably put this on the same price as what a retail kit would be. If you can find one over here, like 35 quid or something like that. But I don't know. I mean, it's probably not even worth that now. But nonetheless, like I say, quite a nice bunch of old promos. Like I say, these were all from same, well, except from the Malibu at the end. I think they're all pretty much from the same guy. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Is that like really nice? Is that? So yeah, I'll have to decide what I'm doing with them. I'm just gonna do 20 minutes now, so I'm just gonna cut the video, move on to the next, get these photographed, get them all catalogued, and move on. I think once they're catalogued and put in fresh bags with a number on them, I think that'll probably make the decision for me. But let's see where we go. But like I say, there's going to be probably, like no, that's not in focus, but yeah, probably going to be a load more of these videos. Like I say, I just don't have time to build kits anymore. Well, not at the moment anyway. I've got to get through all this stuff. This is more important. With living conditions living situation is going to be more important than old kits. I've just got to try and sort myself out for that. But so hopefully more videos like this. Hopefully you enjoy them, regardless. And we'll just see you in the next video. Okay, see you, bye.